Alrighty, we're back, everyone. Hello, hello. So, I'm gonna do more of this. Just a little too much. Right there is a good balance. I could just resample it instead of doing that. Yeah. I could just do that. Or I should say that that will go over there. And when we delete this geometry, we get curves. So I could just take a mesh to curve. And then resample the curve as many times as I want. Do an integer. Perfect. Our proceduralism. Proceduralism. Okay. So let's look at our belt. So what we're doing here is we have a few belts we need to make. We have 4 here. We have a few on the chest as well. We've got one on the waist. So making a little belt curve delia will be worth it. There's a way to recalculate the handles. Because I could just turn it, but and we do want it going the other way. So we'll take our factor here. That's the amount right here. So do math. And all we need to do is take 1, subtract the factor from 1 to get the inverse. Okay. Now we're going to take the curve. We're going to do curve to this one, curve to mesh. And it really should be like so. This curve will go into input and be our profile curve. Should be an object though. Object info, curve, and then sample this curve here. 0.2, scale those in, rotate this. RZ 45, scale it in, build in a little more. Now we got the makings or the start of our belt shape. Very useful. I guess this here, I don't want the belt to really move out until like right in this last segment. So we're gonna do a map range. We're gonna get rid of the change we made to the subtract. We're gonna add a map range node. This should give us maximum control over how and where this starts. Affecting the curve. I believe I can do something like that. And now we only get that influence there. We can even bring it in a little bit more. Now we got some nice control. What would be nice actually is a little chunk that goes the other way. If we trim that curve there. Hello Kai, welcome. How you doing? How you doing today? Sick of regular work. Understandable. Oh, thank you, Reyes. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Slowing down a lot, though, so I might get back to the modeling. Exciting. Very cool. Always important, the modeling. All right, to make this pointed tip, that should be pretty easy. We'll actually take our curve, profile curve, take that geo, and we're gonna do curve mesh. We'll extrude it. Guess we need to fill it. something like this. And then we'll actually extrude the top again. But then we'll set position of the top. Or not set position. Transform geometry. Oh. No, I guess set position. And it would be the current position. Well, if you do get back into modeling, I look forward to seeing that. It'll be good. Separate. Hello, cat. Welcome. And we're gonna set it to 0 on the Y. Drop that here. It should just be the top there. Then merge by distance on the top again. Need to make something? I've been slacking and I hate it. Well, don't beat yourself up too much. You know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Excuse me, sorry. We'll store the factor, but only if it equals 1. Call it profile seam. We'll set it to a value of 1. That should let us then UV unwrap. So 2D vector. Interesting. That's not working. Because I didn't assign that name attribute. Profile seam. Does not seem to have worked anyway, so let's just store it. Maybe check out my 3D print. Gotta close AP to do so. Ooh, very cool. Should have worked. Alright, that's unimportant. That was a nice little experiment. We're not going to continue that any further, though. I know the solution that will work. Just taking our profile, duplicating it, meshing it. And we're just going to do this manually. Screw this up. Screw it up again. And we do want to merge this. Actually, take that back. It's our high poly mesh. We might as well just kind of give it a little bit more pizzazz. And like that on the whole belt. Gives a nice little edge. Something that'll look good whenever we bake it. Okay. Now we'll do our little closing. I'd love to be able to connect one edge to the other. I suppose we kind of can. If I put my cursor right in the middle of the object, which I believe is right here, we can take this, do that, bridge this, merge them, merge, and then take all this, minus that one, and bridge. Bridge. Delete this edge. Not bad. What are you 3D printing? I'll put that cut back in for both of them. Little plant pot. Charming. Excuse me. My butt ugly pots are at work, need an upgrade. Tired of looking at them. Funny thing, though, I'm printing in terracotta brown. Very cool. So they may be fancy, but still same color. Very cool. of them. I guess we would need the factor. It should work. What can I save? Maybe instead of capturing, I could store. There we go. Sort of. What about you? What have you been making, or how many have you made since last seen? Probably made about 5 avatars since you really came by last. Maybe 3 to 5, somewhere around there. But I'll show you the one we're working on right now. Been busy, and I'm kind of gearing up for a little bit of a change. Been talking about VR D&D for a long time now, and I think I've got some actual plans in the works now. So I'm pretty ecstatic for that. There we go. I just need to use a flip comparison. Any Hanses, horses, or is that mouse pad? But we've got this character, so this is who we're working on right now. Making a few different types of avatars for her. Holmes. Funny. I had to look that up. No horse abbeys at the moment, or equine. But that would be cool. That would certainly be cool. Excuse me. She looks very animated. She definitely has a more of a toon style. Right here is what we're basing the look off of. A lot more to do. I think we'll have the main body working by tomorrow, end of tomorrow. I think some of the outfits will still need a little bit more time, but we're getting things made. I've really embraced geometry nodes in my workflows as of late because this is awesome, honestly. Like, for example, this object here that I'm working on. The little shoe, or it's not a shoe technically, it's more like a, I'm not sure the technical term of it. But I made this wireframe, so the wires you see here are just like a simple object that I've subdivided. And I've created a geonode so I can toggle between the two. High poly version, where we've made the laces on it, kind of made this cut here. See him pulling out a giant hammer. And then I can also make my cage version, which I don't have quite set up just yet, but no, it's pretty cool. I think it's a lot of powerful options. They are complicated, and I've certainly earned a few gray hairs from doing this, but I do think overall I'm really enjoying it. I think there's just a lot. Like, for example, I'm making these belts. Like, I don't want to make all of these by hand, do the exact same thing 3 times. I'm just gonna make, or maybe like 6 times. It's just easier to make a system. Do it for me. At least that's the hope. Nodes sure do help a lot for complex things. Exactly. Now I can place the buckle wherever I want. Easy peasy. I'm saying it's a mesh. What the heck? I don't understand. It seems to be working fine though. Instance good. to the curve. Aha, I see. That's why it's angry. I'm missing the curve from here. And we'll make this input a vector. Then we can take our instances, we kind of move them. Rotate them. Do a solidify for that. And we'll add a bevel. Can nodes make the entire models low poly as well? Basically, there's nothing stopping that from happening. And a lot of what I've been doing right now, like for these belts, I will make within the geometry node, I'll have it so it can output a low poly version, a high poly version, and a cage, all from within the geo node. So it basically, yes, it should be able to do that. take this curve. And I just want to continue the segment a little bit, like right there. So we can do like a join curve somehow. So we'll say mesh to curve. Actually, can we just do it? Let's just see. Join. We'll combine these and then merge. And now it cannot do a curve. So we have to curve mesh, make it a line, then merge, then mesh to curve. Let's see. We have to shorten this just a little bit more. There we go. Two things we're going to do. I'm going to take this one out. Take here. Take the top. We don't need to go super far. I didn't put the positioning of my... curve. Funny. Alright, but the nice part is now we do set the position here by kind of pushing it out a little. I think we can move that further back. Like so, which gives us more opportunity to bring that curve forward. Right about there. And when we merge, I'm just going to add one more 0 here. Perfect. Now we can bring our buckle so that it literally is in the spot where it would actually connect the 2 points. How cool is that? How cool is that? So now any curve can become a complete buckle. Caps are still separate though. So to fix that, I'll have to realize instances and then merge by distance. But I only want to merge edge neighbors. We go to face orientations, this is why it's fucked up. And that's an easy solution though. Flippy. Oh, also my buckle is flipped around now. But that's more of the position I was expecting it to be in anyway. Beautiful. Again, the biggest benefit of this is now I just get a duplicate. And I have whatever object I want. Whatever belt I need. But it does look like we've lost the tilt. And that must be when we turn the mesh back in, when we do this little exchange, I would assume that we actually do need to store some attributes. So we'll store a named attribute called, oh, we already have it built. You have it, but we lose it. So store named attribute temp built. And we just take the value of tilt, store that. So. And then we say set curve tilt right here to temp or named attribute temp tilt. Okay. We set it. That should allow us to now adjust. Perfect. And then if we go back to the geonodes, I would like to remove that attribute temp tilt, because we don't need it anymore. Well, it's temporary. Oh, thank you, Reds. I think it's coming together nicely. Ooh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, let's look at the reference image. Hey, those look great, Kai. Very cool. That's super cool. I love that pattern. It'll be cool to see more and more 3D printed stuff out and about in the world. Certainly there's going to be a lot of things that just a lot more detail. Okay, so for the harnesses, interesting. Really, rotating it like that should not affect the tilt. It definitely feels like it is. So like to bring in the tip a little bit more. Beautiful. Now, that's for the belts. The harness itself, an interesting object. System is paying off. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now we're going to do something kind of similar. Do a quick experiment really quick. If I make a new extrusion, it doesn't. That. So we need to There's only one type of split, isn't there? Yeah. But we can separate geometry. It would be really nice to be able to make an object and split it based on... That might still work, actually. So let's give it a shot. How would we test that? We would just make a circle, take 1 point, and we'll assign it to split. Then we'll do a geonode on this object, say split edges, using the named attribute split. And why don't we just add one more over here or something. So now when we do mesh to curve, we should have 2 curves. Forgot that this is in my buckle collection, so we're turning it into buckles. Let's look at here. So in our spline, we end up with 6 splines. Let's make sure we're doing an actual comparison. Equal 1. And I did assign it to a value of 1. Let me go ahead and select it again. We have these 2 selections. So we split edges using this. Doesn't split, does it? Well, okay. Isn't that confusing? Because it does work. If I just remove the selection and they all split, so it is working. Say greater than 0.9. 5. Greater than 0. And just to clarify, if I remove this, and just assign these two. This is stupid, but this might work. If I extrude this, and then we split, and then I just simply delete the top. Well, that'll work. Okay, perfect. Looking handsome day, Mr. Deader. Thank you, Augie Doggy. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Thank you. We're doing some GeoNode magic right now. And we just figured out a fun little solution for splitting vertices. There could be some more problems with that node, but that should work. That should work. It's such a silly solution. Have you hit up any cons these past few months? I wish, but every time I look at conventions, like, oh, I'm gonna go table at this one, and then I look at it, it's like, it's booked for 2 years. Perfect. I don't really know the secret sauce to getting into one, so as of right now, no. Unfortunately, I'd love to though. That's why I like cons like BLFC that have a 3-year cap to help rotate in new dealers. BLFC. I'm reading that in my manga interpretation. The BL convention. BLFC? Oh, Reno. Okay, very cool. But I really should start going to conventions. I think I'm gonna hit a point soon where I'm just gonna be missing out if I'm not. So I will be not losing, but there's some great opportunities to be had to be going and being involved in communities and stuff. So more to come, I'm sure. All right, let's see how this works. So. We'll start with this one. Don't really need to trim anything just yet. This will be a little new. We'll call this harness stone. And first things first, we'll assign our verts to be split. split vertices go? I don't know where that went, but pretty easy to recreate. I'm planning way too many next year while trying to for staff for a few. Well, good luck. That does sound like a lot of work. But I'm sure you're going to have a blast. Excuse me. Alright, now that we've done that... You. Me? Me? And then we'll do mesh to curve. And then, ooh, I keep forgetting that, but we can see that it's already working. Very cool. But this should not be in here. I'm in Texas, right? You should try vending at LFFC, not too far. NewerCon, and heard really good things from friends who vended there. 21+2, and they block off the entire hotel. Interesting. LVFC. Viva Paz Vegas. Las Vegas Fight Club also came up. Definitely some, maybe there's a Las Vegas Fur Fight Club. I will write this down. I was just watching some documentary on the rise of conventions, furry conventions. Definitely very interesting space. But I have a feeling if I went there, I'd probably fill up my entire commission queue pretty quick. So I need to... Oh, we can just do it by length. Okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense, actually. Take that back. That doesn't make sense, as it turns out. So if we get the factor and length, we should be able to determine, should be able to normalize that value, normalize the factor by dividing the factor by the length. Pretty sure. Which is really just 1. Well, let's make sure. Divide factor by length. And then multiply. Sometimes it just really doesn't want to comply. should be the exact same distance on each edge here. Looks like we're missing some of them. Interesting. Why isn't this one? Sketches are like crazy at cons too. Saw someone offering 15-minute, $20 sketches at Vancouver Front, and they sold over 100. Woo, good for them. This one's not working. Sort of. It's not working with my changes. Which is frustrating because I really feel like I figured that one out. Maybe not. Okay, there's a better way to do that. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. What I'm also going to do is take our mesh. We're going to turn it into points based on our attribute split. And we'll look at these points. Perfect. What are we going to instance? We're going to instance a curve circle. Pretty small one. Not yay big. Say 16, the resolution. And then we'll do curve to UV, curve UV. This is our geometry. And we'll use another curve circle for the actual curve. Let's set it 8, and we'll make it half. That. Instance that. Okay, so now we got these rings. A lot of people are aware of spending more like 20 bucks at a table, which is fair. So a lot of people make their money from stickers and pins. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what people would prefer, because I think I'm in such an interesting spot. I probably should talk to fursuiters. I don't know how many avatar creators are also going to furry conventions. Ooh. Sure, the best way to calculate our Well, she didn't realize at the time. Got to get ready for work. Was nice. Stop by. Have a good rest of your stream, Mr. Dara. Enjoy your day, Augie Doggy. Thank you again for the recommendations. I will definitely be checking out those cons. And enjoy your day. Bye, doggy. Bye. I will probably sell this system actually. Quick harness system. There's some good money in that. So, we do need to align the tilt of our curve somehow. So, let me Google that really quick. Align curve tilt to surface yield. Apparently this is the solution. So, set, curve, tilt, boom. Set, curve, tilt, here. And we'll take the tilt, add. Tilt, it's already there. We don't really have. Okay. Then we'll do an arc tangent. I'm working backwards, so it's going to look a little odd. Arc tan 2. What is that? I have no idea what that is. For the center harness strap, when no top is worn on the harness, can it come down and rest against the body naturally on the chest there so it isn't floating? Or there used to be clothes under it, perhaps with a blend shape. I'll have to think on that. Not sure. That might have to be something we discuss as an additional payment, because I think it's possible, but I'd have to create like a custom constraint system. That already working? the surface. This is one I'll probably have to save because sample nearest surface. We need that normal. For the mesh, we're going to do an object first, and then an input. That input will be, I guess we'll just do the body. There. That don't look too good. That don't look too good. Make sure I did everything correct. So I think when we add the curve tilt, I don't care about adding the curve tilt, just override it. Just give me a brand new tilt. Normal tangent going to the cross product. We are missing one thing right here. Okay. I can't say that's better. Why don't we instead do, rather than that, we'll make a vector okay, what we'll do is take the whole geometry. I'm going to do a stat right here. I'm going to take that stat. This stat will be the median position for all the geometry minus subtract of course interesting. How about the other way? If that's the case, can I just rotate the tilt 90 degrees? There is no tilt. So that means we can just set it manually. So I'll just say 90. Let's do value degrees 90. That's not helpful. Means I don't know why that works, but it does work now. I could not say. But it's pretty stable, so there's that. Good stuff. Okay. Awesome. That makes me happy. A few things. Now what we'd like to do is for our radius, we will plug that into an input, and we'll call this the, what would you call that? Ring radius. Large. Why are we doing that? Because I want to cut my curves based on that distance. That way we can have the curves perfectly touch the surface, or the rings, which would just be so cool. So cool. Let's clean this up just a little. That. Honestly, I probably could have sampled the nearest surface, and instead of doing, before I did the normal, if I had just done the position, it would work just the same. Okay. Anyway, so we've got our radius. We want our spline parameter factor. I think we take the factor and we divide that by the length, because that should create some sort of relationship between them. Factor goes from 0 to 1. Oh, you know what? Instead of that, we can do a map range. Yes. So we'll take the factor. And we map the value, which goes from 0 to 1, to 0 to the length. And then we can put in our value here. This is what goes in. It's working on some things. But instead of subtracting here, we would need another map range to turn off clamp, and we just want to flip these values. I feel like that's so close to working. It's still not working on this middle one, though. Let's Google that one too. So trim curve by distance. Blender GeoNode trim curve by distance.
I guess you're all familiar with. Let's start with the input for the time interval. Call it speed. As for the M factor, add some unit from you see.
Oh. That's not helpful. Okay. I'm using spline parameter, so it should be that for each curve. We do have 6 splines. So the length for each of them is different. I am clamping here, maybe. No. Let's say just the start. We'll plug in that radius here, which we should multiply. No, actually, because it's a radius. We don't need to. Looks like it's struggling a little bit. It is a field. Okay, here we go. Duh. Okay, yeah, we just do length. And then we just plug this in. There's a start. And then I just take the length, and I subtract the radius from it, and that's that. The length is just 1 meter. That's perfect for the front, but it... Okay, this must be... So, if I'm understanding that correct, if I just put in length, they should be exactly the same size, but they're not. Isn't that just odd? Isn't that just weird? When I do this, it affects all of them pretty much equally. See, now they're all the exact same length. But when I plug in this, maybe we will, instead of using just the parameter here, I'm going to capture the attribute because I just want to ensure that I am getting, for each spline, the actual length. Oh, it's a spline. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, it is definitely going based off the total length. That's so weird. Okay. It really shouldn't do that. Shouldn't be behaving like that, but it definitely is. This is the total curve length. Ah, that's why. Right there. Gotcha. This isn't trim curve, or this isn't trim curves. It's trim curve. This is not a field. Okay. So we would actually want to turn this into its own dealio. So we need a repeat node. A repeat zone. So what we need is a stat. We want to know from this geometry how many splines are there. And we add that to 1. There we go. That's our total amount of splines. Okay. And then go here. That's our total amount. What we'd like now is an increment. For each of these, we add 1. That way we know where we are on processing these. Okay. And what we do is we take this geometry, first we take it, and we delete everything that is not our index right here. So we isolate it, we separate it. But hey, this is our index. This in particular is the one we want. And now we're going to trim it based on the should be fine doing both. So this will be an input float, which is trim start length, and then duplicate trim end length. And we'll just take both inputs. Start, end. And we do that with our geometry. And we do that. Why? Yeah. As we skip it, we need to join it into here. Please. Okay, good. And that should be it. That should be the whole enchilada. We'll call this trimmed curve. Again, we give it a bunch of curves. Curves. That's the whole point. We do all these operations to it. That should be it. That should be everything. So we'll rename this to trim curves. Okay. Now we can go back to our input radius, right? Radius here. And then we can take the spline parameter length and subtract the radius from it. Here. Go in. So here we get our curves. We have 6 splines. We're able to get the index of the splines. So we should have a solve. This should be, 5. It's index, which we had 1. So this is how many times we go through. Boom, boom, boom. We have the increment correct. We're adding 1 each time. We're joining the geometry. We're doing this by length. We are deleting the splines. That should have been it right there. Because now we're deleting any spline that's not equal our index. This all looks really correct to me. For some reason, it's no good. That seems to be working well. Okay, so let's do that cut. So it's something about feeding it in here. We are going to feed in that same value to both of them, and then we're going to make that calculation here, because this should be exactly correct if we plug it in here. So we have the start trim, and then we'll take the curve length right here, and we subtract from there. Thank God. I was about to go insane. Jesus. Jesus. Okay, so there we go. But now here's the cool part, is we can adjust the ring length, and they all adjust with it. Beautiful. Now we just need to align the rotation of the rings, and we're almost done. Oh, thank you. There's still a decent amount more work to do in terms of the geometry, or sorry, texturing. The geometry side of things is done. I expect that by end of tomorrow, we'll have the body done with expressions, rigged, fizzbones, that kind of thing. But probably Tuesday is when we'll have the actual, all the additional outfits done. But it's getting faster. My ability to go make these little systems. I would think so. Hello, Neoma. Welcome. It is exciting. All right, let's get that rotation aligned. We have our instances here. We instance it to this value. Kind of want to use this stat again. Right here. There's this stat. Actually, this specifically this calculation right here. It's very useful to align our rotation. Align rotation to vector. Now we can see it's even better. As we adjust, we can adjust that ring size. And again, this is just this little wire at the bottom of base of this. I think there's one more strap we need to add. Oops. I don't know why it's moving the... Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. I do want to align the rotation, but we will use our surface, so we're gonna sample the normal. Or it's normal. The issue is just that the booba. So maybe we shouldn't sample the body. We should sample some sort of object in here. You know, a quick fix, Reyes, for the harness might just be to have the tank top go over the harness. But, okay. As long as it looks natural, correct, I'm happy. Doesn't have to match the ref 100%. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. As long as there hasn't stuff matched up with the clothes, yeah, that's still believable. That makes sense. That makes sense. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, 416. Alright, here's what we're gonna do now. We're going to make a little end to this. I'm gonna take this, duplicate it. Just a throw. And this will be our harness profile now. Profile, harness. Okay. So that's what we're going to base it all off of. And yeah, I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Just a little bit smaller overall. Cool. Now, funny, I could totally just make a bounding box for this. That might work. That would work pretty well, actually. That would work really good. Yeah. Think about that later. Okay. Then duplicate this, move it over. What I'm gonna do is make a curve at this point. I keep forgetting that I'm making the curves in here. I don't want to make it. Just want to make it here. What I'm going to do is create an end to I said it already. going to add to this our profile. Sure that the edge here is good. But we just want a nice little, basically circles around, and we'll just have it intersect with itself. Keep it real simple. Okay. So, for our harness, we're going to go back to the belts really quick. We instance our object here. And we'll call this instance and caps on curve. Because I don't want to have to do that all from scratch again. Instance and caps on curve. Trim them, we set the tilt, and we do curve diminish. So this do take our instance, no, geometry, which really should be labeled curve. Now comes instances. Instance going to be object info, group input. This will be our end caps. I'd like to sample that right there. They look good. We just need to join them. Get rid of the rings for a moment. In fact, yeah, we will just join just these two first, and then realize instances, and merge them. But only if their edge neighbors equal 1. And then as well, should be much better. Okay, I see. So we need to go to our end cap. And we need to make sure that it's pushing up enough so that the edge isn't going below. It should be good. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's powerful. Wow. Mwah. Um, all right. Then we will join this back again. These are our rings now. And it's super close to being perfecto. I think what we just need to do is add a very slight offset to this. Door rings now seem to be in basically the right position. So good. Fuck yeah, that looks awesome. I think we'll just kind of turn up our resolution here a little bit, decrease this size, and we're almost right on the money. I mean, that's still just so much better than doing it by hand. I'm gonna sell this. I'll probably put this harness system on Gumroad ASAP. Because, oh my god. It's good. I do think that we need some sort of shape just to kind of fill in as like our body mesh. I mean, ideally we would use the body, but just because there's like breasts and other things, it's just going to get difficult to really ensure things are pointed the right direction. So let's take this, and instead of sampling the body, we will sample this cube. And we'll change the name of this to normal sample object, or alignment And then instead of using our attribute statistic, we will use sample nearest surface. Gem. I'm a little surprised. I have to work a little bit better. And it really has to be like crazy smooth. Is there something I'm missing on the sampling? We can do a vector and like interpolate that information. Or maybe it'd be better if we had like a cut down the middle. Maybe we'll just do close. It's probably just too close to the point, actually. That is tough. Okay, but this is the normal. Right. Maybe we'll do another sample. And we'll do position to here. That seems a lot better. Don't know why switching it to radians works so well, but it does work quite well. Our instances so our instance object here, we don't want to just flip them around on the Y. We also need to flip them around on the Z. Which does mean that this whole curve needs to go the other way. Figured it. Yeah. Gotcha. We just need to. Whoa. Needs to be more of a right angle here. It seems to get it into position. That looks so good. I'm very pleased with this. How do I do that? 'Cause I love math. I love math. Interesting. This surface is interesting though. Like that I would like to indent this. Move it. Extrude it up. Okay. What else? Well, there's one more. There is one more harness. So basically, there's one more strap that goes across. So it kind of comes down to here. So up, over, down. Yeah. It does have to. Kind of gotta ignore the mirror. That one. Goes under. Every passing day increase my certainty the severe furry. Didn't I show you the avatar yesterday? The avatar here. What do you think? Hard to see the points here. Okay, I see why. B. I think she has a great design, but I've already seen her all over the place in VR chat, so I don't think I'd be bringing anything new to the table, so to speak, so to say. But it would be fun to make some saucy android or something. Well, that's fun. I can actually make it so that the harness only goes under clothing here. It's gonna break for a second, but a fun effect. Really? I'm surprised to hear that. I would expect to see them all over a VR chat. Perhaps it's a hard avatar or hard model to rip. This is super fun. All right. I'm very pleased with it. Very cool. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bathroom break. I'll be back, and we'll switch to a different project for the next hour at least. Um, Gotta sink some time into just some other things here. BRB. Whoopsies. Hello. When I send the wonder create a normal direction from the points, then I can get the rings truly aligned. That sounds like a lot of work, so I'm not going to do that right now, but it would be possible. All right. So cool. That is just super satisfying. Really wish I could offset this, and I can. You know what? All I need to do is actually just apply the mirror, and then I can take this center point, move it up, and move the other one down. There we go. Gorgeous, powerful, gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at the materials now. Material, harness, and then pretty good stuff. I'll have to figure out proper way to include these instances with everything. I think I'd assign an index to each strap and then move that with the strap. One second. One. I'm back. Then, all right. So I think we're good. Just gonna break this up a little. Okay. We're gonna switch to some retopology. Actually, no. We're gonna switch to hello, Brawley. We're gonna. I think I have one final tweak for Cat. It's just to make sure the leggings are baking properly. So this should be a very quick fix. Yeah. Why is this on both sides? How you doing, Brawley? How's your Thursday going? Yeah, this should just be just the one stripe. So why are we getting two? Strange. Getting some major compression artifacts too. I think it's getting cut in half. Too bad it is Friday for me now. You lucky duck. Let me get some socks. I'll be right back. My feet are cold. You have a. Are you getting off a day early, or are you on the other time zone? Yeah, I don't think. No, it's Friday for you now. So yeah, you are in a different time zone. Think about that one. So this can really throw me for a loop. Interesting. We are getting to. Is the cage not? Ah. That's gotta be it over there. Mucho mejor. Skip this if you want, but I wanted to ask you this yesterday. For commission, you have a paper or something to help with payment later. Have any paper or something to help with payment later? Not quite sure what you mean. In terms of payment later, my preferred payment structure for most commissions is either all up front or half up front and half at the end. So, and it takes about a month to make an avatar. So, be first half up front, month later, second half. Some people like paying all up front. It's really just kind of your preference, really. But if you're interested in a commission, I do have a commission form that has some general information. I may have sent this to you already, but I can't pass up an opportunity to share the link again. So, but so I'm sending that your way. It should be in chat now. There we go. Oh yeah, much cleaner, much cleaner. Just amazing how many small different things there are for this. But if you're interested in a commission, this is a great time. I think I'll have an opening in probably about 2 weeks. So I think, and just clarify, the first payment up front, as soon as the commission's locked in, and then payment at the very end. So. Happy to discuss more if you have questions. I'm on the hunt for commissions right now. Right now. Right. Okay, let's upload that final version. Now we'll switch back to doing the retopology. getting distracted by my info here. All right. Okay. So, main question. What is wrong? Because we have some of the mesh on this lower ribbon getting transferred from one side to the other. Let's address that first. I think that is this ribbon here. No. This one. So do we just need to kind of shrink it a little? I think something's missing. I don't know, but in my studio we get projects with needed stylized characters, but no one is on our team for that. We can definitely use you in that. I am super interested then. That would be very... A lot of the production that I'm setting up right now for myself is in the goal of doing larger projects and making a robust character pipeline. So be happy to work with you on that. Is it video games, or if you don't mind me, I have questions. If you'd prefer not to answer them over Twitch chat, you let me know. But are you working on video game stuff or animation? Showing you work part of my Animatics Friends team because of your speed. Awesome, that's good to hear. Thank you. That makes me feel very warm and fuzzy. I see an error here. Adjust the nodes here. Okay, gotcha. Very cool. I didn't sneeze. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I super appreciate your interest. Like advertisements or animated billboards. Oh, very cool. That must be a very interesting business. I feel like you guys must have a very quick cycle, work cycle, production cycle. You have these, like an infinite amount of these little strips here. certainly cleans up the wood there. It's a bit boring after a time because everything becomes super repetitive. That's fair. That's fair. I suppose if you've kind of locked in your process, then there's not like a ton of changes all the time. Even clients come with projects thinking they have a unique idea, but we have heard the idea a million times before. I would like it to be a lizard. He's going to talk about car insurance. What? Someone's done this before? And you're pulling my leg. We have to sugarcoat a lot of things so they don't get hurt. I remember that. Good old days. I did do some, I mean, even with, work for clients or... I know what you mean. I know what you mean. This looks weird. I want to do... Not that slow. Interesting. Why was it breaking before? This looks fine to me. Will it work this time? I don't know why it's breaking. So oddly crunchy right here. What is that? It's not wireframe. Certainly could be a big reason of why my finish just isn't taking to it well. Seems like overlapping geo. Yeah. Try new brushes in 4.3. I'm very interested in upgrading to 4.3 because I want those bevel nodes. Or not bevel nodes, but they made it easier to work with bevel and geonodes, so I'm pretty excited by that. But it's not overlapping here. But it is overlapping on the set position. So it must be my geonode. Something's odd with my geonode then. When I set the position here, I think we'll just add a split edges right here. Yeah. Okay. And that shouldn't interfere with much. That looks a lot stabler. Stays more stable. Stabler rear. Hello, Oliver. Welcome. Yeah, again, Brawley, definitely just reach out. I'm very, very intrigued. Hoping to get my character pipeline just like super fast. Super mega fast. Okay, so looking this over, there are this kind of front element with the ribbons. Don't think I want that on my low poly, so we'll leave that out. We've got the sleeves, we've got the little collar on top, got this little frill. We've got the straps on the back, those look good. A little crunchy right there. I increase the frill resolution a little more. And for the back here, just needs more resolution, I think. So we'll go in here. We'll just select it and subdivide. This one. They up there. Okay. Much more beautifuler. Seems like we have some sort of overlap here. Trying to make it square. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, look forward to speaking to him. To them. Cool. Alright, what are we at right now? 12,000. That sounds about right for how detailed this dress is. Hello, Nammers. Welcome. Welcome. We're We're doing some retopo right now. Aye. Aye. Yeah, it's going pretty well, I would say. I think there's a few things to... We're using some geonodes to explore process, so I think a few things to explore, figure out, clean up. Overall, though, enjoying it. And we just meshed it. Now we can go in and start figuring out what we can change. Certainly, I need to be this dense. I think I'm gonna redo this whole section here. Let's put a ray cast to fix overlaps. Yeah, I was thinking either a ray. I've been thinking about how. Oops, this is doubled. Thinking about how to do that. Do I want it? Do I do a ray cast, or do I do? Because they have a merged by distance node. The issue is making sure it's attaching to the right pieces. So my thought has been to basically probably have to redo this a hand, I think. Just gonna be a little too complicated to, but we got the parts we want to do. Geonodes, these little frills, those I'll keep with geonodes because that's super useful. Or do I just do the entire dress straight out of Marvelous? We'll do a little quick experiment. Raycasts for skirt layers, which are below, don't come up. Interesting. I'd be interested to know more what you mean. Raycasts for skirt layers to layers, which are below, don't come up. Yeah, I'll have to, there's so much to geonodes that it's like, there's a few areas that are a big question mark for me right now. In terms of what's the most optimal way to do certain things, stuff like that. Short make a shrink wrap with raycast node. Gotcha. I probably will switch over to doing just a shrink wrap for the main body of this, the sleeves and the dress. Just because it's going to be a little difficult otherwise. Yeah, let's just do that. I really am wanting to figure out a faster Marvelous Designer workflow. And my general thought is like, just use what comes straight out of Marvelous. Like, figure out a way to make that work best. Because I'm assuming that's what most game companies are doing. Like, it's so slow otherwise. Does quad remesh work? I'll have to try. Get a little duplicate. So yeah, we do have that. $4,000. No, that's not too bad. It's still not what I'm going to go with for here, just because I think the types of folds we're encountering would be, well, I mean, we just go in and dissolve them. The looping back. I might try that with some other ones. For now, we're gonna do some manual stuff. I do not use a ZBrush. Not yet, at least. It's a good program. I have nothing wrong. Nothing against it. I just have so many subscriptions already. Perfect. Then we'll take this edge here. Bevel it. Something like that. Start with that. Apply, apply, duplicate, apply. Hit it with the sculpt mode. I'm gonna turn off. I don't like the cavity view. For Blender or Substance for data transfer from high to low poly model. Definitely Substance. Blender is quite a while away from any good sort of baking solution. Definitely geometry setup I would prefer in Blender, or I do prefer in Blender. But when it comes to actual texture baking, I think Blender is not very good for that. I mean, one of the biggest problems is just like there's no way to organize things unless you're using an add-on. I don't think you're gonna find default Blender as an optimal solution. It's almost a little sad in a way. We'll just apply first. Our Blender Studio is working on some baking nodes similar to Compositor File Output. You can bake with geometry nodes right now. You can bake certain kinds of attributes and stuff. I haven't done that much of it. I know one of my buddies here in chat, Snardom, he's working on for compositor stuff. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you should be right now. You can go into GeoNodes and start baking stuff out, which is super useful. Again, I don't know how, say, production ready it is. But geometry nodes is evolving super fast, and I definitely think it's worth learning right now if you're interested in that kind of thing, because it will just continue to get a lot better, for sure. Especially once we're able to start transferring vertex groups around. Then I'll be in heaven. That's going to be amazing. Beautiful. Let us focus fully on GeoNodes now. They also added 4.4 RBD simulation nodes. We can only imagine what will come after. Why isn't there a freaking... They're doing that before? Just give me vertex groups. Just let me use vertex groups. Holy shit. That would make my life so much easier. I need to just see if I can make it like a little script or something to do it at this point. Yeah. But I am excited by what's coming out. I might use the Marvelous Designer rails instead. It's gonna be easier to get that to look exact. GeoNode attribute to modify our vertex group. Exactly. Mostly so I can rig. That's my main goal. Just to use rigging. I think now they only added it to bevel and displace when you can add attribute from GeoNode. Yeah, it's just... Right now it's just that you can just select attributes. I want to go the other way. Attributes, vertex groups. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Try that quad reflow. One more time. 4,000. Right now they're 4,000. Do I want to reduce or just clean up? I mean, you're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and apply the mirror. Do our shrink wrap one more time to this. Apply at the high poly, just because it is asymmetrical. That, then slice open the back. Our sleeves. Bada boom. And then sleeves done. That's the dress right there. That's either a gap. Nope. It is an actual gap. All right. For a second, I thought it was the blood blender, monkey, and UV editor. All right, pretty good. Can't wait to see how this bakes. Actually, let me back up. Oh, these. Oh, yeah. Go to stream them. Yeah, might as well. These are great though. That's pretty good. Hey Sam, are you gonna make a cool Christmas overlay for your stream? Maybe lights in a tree, presents, some snowmen. That sounds awesome to me. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will. Maybe I'll release it as a Blender. Do some GeoNodes for it. I'm getting so fast with GeoNodes now. It's feeling good. I'll make some GeoNode overlay stuff so people can make their own overlays. Excuse me. All right, maid dress pretty much done. Let's review the reference here. Have you made a mascot or OC of yourself for Twitch? I really want to make a VTuber. I have a specific character in mind. It's like this owl dude. and I really would like to make that character, but I have to find the time. Definitely just a balance of how much time I have, but I would really love to. I think it would be a blast, to be honest. And it would help people get a better sense of what I'm doing, because I think right now they just see me, and then they see me zoomed in on some UV map, and they have no idea what I'm doing, so... But, yeah, it would be worthwhile. Bit more to do. Speaking of geonodes, do this little trim at some point, and then we're gonna make some bows. Some bowly. So this really tiny frill, there's no way I'm going to be able to model that. That would be impossible. Well, I actually can think of a pretty simple way to do it. But there's no but. That would actually be pretty simple. Okay. So what we'll do... It might be so dense that I have trouble exporting. Only one way to find out. I can extract this edge, turn that into a curve. I guess I can just keep whatever. You know what? I will do just a geonode selection. That will be easier. We'll call this trim bow trim aside. Bow trim angle. Then I'm gonna expand my selection twice. Make a new selection and call this bow trim band. Make a stylized base mesh creator and sell it. That is not a bad idea. I actually am working on my body factory. So I am working on this. This is something that long term, once I get to a more comfortable spot, I'd love to sell bits and pieces, or maybe even just take one of the characters and one of the bodies and throw it out there. But I am making a library for myself of different bodies, different faces and heads and stuff. and it's already really speeding up my creation. I don't know if you saw my teeth generator, but I'm quite proud of this. You can do a setup with geonodes. Only issue with geonodes right now is just the vertex groups. I wouldn't be able to sell kind of a complete solution just yet. But I did make this little teeth generator here. Oh, teeth. Sorry. But I create a little geonode generator so I can, and this is just straight up. As soon as you set it up, you can make your high poly version, and it's pretty much ready to bake. You can create these little grooves for the gums. You can offset the teeth and stuff. So it's all super useful. And I'll probably be coming out with tons of generators. Teeth generator, belt generator, exactly. Yeah, I have that harness system that I just came out with. I'll do a belt one. I think like $5 each would be pretty useful. The teeth might be a little more expensive because those were harder, but the harness system I probably will definitely sell. Okay, let's make a object here. We are plane. Delete that. We'll make a geonode object. Yeah, that'll be fine. And we'll call this made dress bow trim. And in here, an object info. Drag it over to group input, and we're going to sample dress there. Then we're going to set it to relative. Delete the geometry. Delete the geometry that is not equal to our named attribute BowQuad. I can only access the attributes once I plug it in. So now we've got our little band. This. You can use color attribute for now to mask for geonode. I think the vertex group would be fine for the moment. Unless you're referring to a different type of one of my other setups. And we'll do a little set. What was it going to do? Set normal. Normal offset, which will scale 0.01, something like that. Boom. Okay, so we've already got this nice little band here. Probably do about half that. In properties, not node. Interesting. I prefer vertex groups, but I could see why a color attribute would be useful. Now let's make the little center band. So we'll do delete geometry one more time. This time we're going to delete the edges. Or, sorry, that's equal. Equal. We get this thinner band, which we can then extrude. Nice thin band. Tried menu node in Blender. I think it would be perfect for your add-on. Menu node. Menu switch node. one of its outputs depend on a menu selection. Oh, gotcha. I'll have to take a look at that. I will definitely be interested in checking that out. This whole thing is, well, this makes the thicker band, this will make the thinner band, and then I am gonna take my selection that I made, we're gonna unwrap it, and we're gonna pin it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, excuse me. Can't quite do that, can I? I do have the Flowify node though. That'd probably be easiest. Well, it's already 6:02. I'll probably be ending the stream in just a moment. Oh, wait. Looking at this, I realized that I'm putting the bows in the wrong spot. They should be on this little apron piece, not on the... Gotcha. Oopsies. Alright, well, let's remove that. Then we'll add it back. Maybe one thinner. That's too thin. Something like that. Actually, look, it's got a little trim there too. Alright, y'all. I think it's probably time for me to call it for now. There's so much more to do. So much more to make. But I gotta get some rest. Brawley, thank you for chatting with me. Reyes, thank you for checking out what I'm up to. And look forward to working more on Reyes tomorrow. A lot more things we need to accomplish this week. I'm tired, but we're slowly breaking down obligations, things that have been in the wind, floating in the wind. Anyway, enjoy your day. Thank you all again, everyone hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye, Brawley. Bye, Riz. Bye, everyone else that's lurking.